Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve again with Atlantis Confirmed. I've got a really good one for you. They're all good ones now because once I unlocked it, it's all the evidence is just everywhere. Okay, so the Serpent Mound in Ohio, southern Ohio, we're going to do today. Here's our guy right here. This is the Serpent Mound. There's my cat. Where's he? Over here. Let me shrink myself. That is, they think 500 BC. I think maybe before that even. So as you see, it is an earthen mound. Graham Hancock covers this extensively. It appears to have an egg that it's about to swallow. It has a circular base here and it has this outline to it that I think has always been there, and I'll show you why. Okay, so here's what else you need to know. The egg is not the. This is more of the. This is a complete map of it. The snake kind of has a tongue. It's kind of eating it, or you could just see it as the snake eye, I suppose, and it's not even eating an egg at all. It's just the snake eye and its tongue. But let's continue. Okay, so I started by when I looked on the back of the Moia, and I did the contrast here. I'd known what the Serpent Mound was for a long time, and I know its shape. So I saw this Audrey 2, I call it the beak shape of the bird, and there's the egg right there. So you see how it's forming the Audrey 2 plant, right? Because he's got the egg in his mouth. That's actually Squatter Man's head, where it was in the northern sky. So anyway, I realized if that's the egg in the head, if you trace the shadow line back and down and around and then circle it like that, you got that guy. So I said, let me see where I. So okay, yeah. So here's where I drew it. And this was just me, doodling, just like, just let me see. And I matched it up, and it was a match. Okay, if you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up. And this was just me tracing the curvature of the thing and then square. And I was like, oh, wow. So this is included with this culture. I invite you to trace it yourself. So I said, I wonder if that's an outline of anything else. So I checked around, and in my Mars video, I actually feel like I found it on Mars. And this is going to come into play at the end of this video. So yeah, I found a rock ledge with an egg-shaped thing at the end of it. It looks very much, well, it matches. So you could say it's pareidolia, you could say it's just a coincidence, but one thing you have to say is it matches. You can trace it yourself. Okay, so we know that the Birdman on the back is also the hero twin, this guy, from the Popol Vuh. They just took off his beak, and you can see that he's in the same position, the foot, the hand, the eye. This is where the plasma head of Squatter Man became the elongated skulls. So when I first started looking at the Serpent Mound, it kind of reminded me of a coastline. So I was starting to think, okay, well, what kind of coastline should I start with? Well, we're looking at Gobekli Tepe. That's the first megalith civilization, 13,000 BCE. So let's start there. And it looks like an East Coast, the way it is. So I brought it over here to Africa, and I thought maybe they're trying to incorporate Madagascar and they're offshore a little bit, and that did give me Egypt as the egg. But it just wasn't magic, because it leaves the whole Horn of Africa out and everything. And then what's the actual mound itself? So I felt like I was trying to jam a square peg into a round hole there, and it wasn't really working. So I switched over just before I quit to a topographical map, and that's when it all came together. Okay, so again, I learned Photoshop for you guys. I traced magnetic lasso around the Serpent Mound. I brought him over to here, and it's, I found it. This is it right here. Um, there's even a circular feature here that looks like it has an eye, and I'm not saying they geocarved it, but they may have recognized it and took advantage of that, or it had something to do with something. But that, you look on the topographical map at the bottom of the face, and the bottom, and it looks like it. By the way, remember I said this, the Stellas had Norse, Pavo, and Indus are Norse constellations. It has a third. Guess who, in Norse mythology, who is the god that only has one eye and two birds? It's Odin. This became Odin as well. Okay, so let's get back to this. And then I said, well, okay, that fits the Madagascar coastline, but what is the Serpent Mound? What is the action? And look, this ridge line, in this natural ridge line in Africa, is its own sort of Serpent Mound. That's what they were tracing. Watch. Make a circle here, as this kind of does, and then you're on the outside. You go up, you go down. Circle, you go up, you go down. You go down, you go up. You go down, you go up. Then you're coming into here along this ridge line here. They're not following the coast, and I think the Horn of Africa is actually represented topography right there. So you're tracing you're tracing inside the ridge line, and then there's another geographical feature that they've shown here that it's also following, and then this is the mouth, and then I said, whoa, what's that? That's the egg. It matched the egg. I X marks the spot. It came to the end, and there it was. The Serpent Mound is tracing the natural mound ridge of Africa, and I bet you there's some sort of topography there that and look, they've even looks like put some sort of circle. I bet you there was some city or something going on in there. Okay, so I said, well, what is that? You know, it's in the middle of the Sahara, and I know that Jimmy's from Bright Insights Recut Structures over here, so I'm like, what is that? It's everything. I have found our first builders. This is Chad, and that is called the Eneti Plateau, and it's the Eneti structure. And don't be fooled by the current state of the Sahara. Let's take a trip to Enedi, Africa. First of all, I want to show you, this was the coastline of the Ice Age. So Africa wasn't covered by glaciers. It's been steadily inhabited for like 200,000 years. The part of Chad there, it's like Chad and Niger, but it is like a magical Shangri-La, alien Shangri-La come to life. Hello, look how beautiful that is. These are our stone. These are our stone masters. That's not natural. They carved that. This is what this place looks like. How beautiful is this? You know, one could almost imagine these being Gobekli Tepe pillars. That's carved. See the eye? I'll bet you there are petroglyphs and hidden carvings all through it. Look at this. I've never seen anything like this. This is like this. It's a magical place. Look at this. This is the inside. It's like, you know, it was a watering hole. It was this is from the top. I'll bet you there's stuff all through there. It's protected. This is what it used to look like 5,000 years ago. Look how verdant. Look how lush. This is the area right here. This was like a paradise. And Lake Chad was there. Lake Chad is believed to be a remnant of a former inland sea which has grown and shrunk with changes in climate over the past 13,000 years. Where have we heard that date before? That's the Gobekli Tepe date. So this was back then, at its largest back then. There was something I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is from Wikipedia about it. It is at its largest sometime before 5000 BCE. And Chad, the name Chad is derived from the Kinturi word charde, which means large expanse of water. You smooth operator. Okay, so this is a topographical map of Africa, and this is where our fellow. This is Lake Chad in here, and somebody needs to drain Lake Chad or search it, because if this was once an inlet sea, as it's talking about, it's surrounded by mountains, and that sounds a lot like Atlantis. It's beyond the Pillars of Hercules, and it was supposedly had an inland sea, and it's surrounded by mountains. Niger, right next to it, dates back to 90,000 to 20,000 BCE. This is the flag of Niger. Recognize it? It's the Atlantis template. It's the Gobekli Tepe pillar. Everything's in the proper place. This is Vega. That's when Vega was the pole star. It's even separated by 3, just like the Narmer disk, the pre-dynastic work. These are the people of the area. They were the Sao, the S-A-O, ancient civilization. They look mighty Olmec-y, and and they also look like the great statues of the pre-dynastic area of Egypt. And I can't help but think that they have a bit of an Asian look to them and stuff. So I think these are our guys. These are our first builders. I went looking for cave art in the area. There's Yangana. That was Squatterman, but got changed to Yangana. There's just Squatterman all through this place. There's the head, there's the arms, they got the circles on the side. Squatterman is all through here. These are all Squatterman. The hands up. Look at this one. It's Squatterman. They're making them so big because it was a giant in the sky. These are all Squatterman. Really beautiful work. Look at that. You can't get any more Squatterman than that. This was Squatterman. This is all you see. And look at these pin-headed academics. They want to say 2 warriors with short tunics and tulip heads. Tulip heads. That's Squatterman. That's Squatterman head. The only tulip heads are the academics who write this stuff. Okay, so I wanted to show you also, this is found in the area, African art. This is essentially the exact same totem. This is about 5,000 years apart and an entire world apart. This is Olmec, and Mayan, and this is the Sao people 5,000 years earlier. Okay, so I want you to look at the monkey, and then look at the masks for the French Polynesians, where it became the Birdman called. It's essentially the same thing. He's a squatter man. See, this is Viracocha. Put the snakes in his hands. See the circles on the side and everything. It's a squatter. It's the inside. It's the Buddha. So they turned it into the bird culture. Bird culture here. They are the DNA relatives of the Rapa Nui. They are from French Polynesia. This is the Rapa Nui Easter Island. They turned it into a bird, which got changed into this guy. You see the bird is the same as this guy, only without a beak. Talking so much. This guy, and he is, that's one of the hero twins. There's him carved. He's one of the hero twins from the Popol Vuh. Okay, they turned the Maya turned the bird into the hero twin. Now, here's comes the good stuff. This is the Eneti Plateau, the magic place. Look at this. Does this look familiar to you? It should, because that's what they were trying to recreate on Easter Island. Home. The ancient home. Look at it. These are your Moai. These are the mud people. These are the first people. These are the people who got washed away, and they couldn't. The Popol Vuh says they couldn't move their heads, and they were washed away by the water, by the elements. This is the mud people of the Popol Vuh. These are the Moai. That's why they're grouped together like that. They're recreating home. It's the Moai, the Ennedi Massif. It's magical. It's like it's alien. It's like unplaced. It's like any other place on Earth. This is the faces that they saw. Is that your androgynous? Was that one of your fish gods? That looks kind of fish godly to me. Is this the people who went around the world and you see the beard? Are these the people who went around the world and taught people stuff? Because this is another one of their things that they find. And I like this because if you know your Knights Templar and you know your Rosalind Chapel and stuff, this is very familiar to you. The two knights on one horse. It's Squatter Man. Here's the holes. There's his arms up in the air. There's his legs. There's his head. There's the holes. There's his arms up in the air. The Knights Templar didn't know it. I'm quite sure they were just following the imagery that they found. It's a Squatter Man. And this is in Lake Chad, around Lake Chad in the Eneti Plateau. This guy is also from that area, the SAO, the SAO. Look what he's wearing. How many times have you seen that? See the V and all that? This is Urfa Man. Same thing. What they're doing is carving the faces that they see up here. That's him. That's that. They're seeing it as faces. Notice he's looking up like the Moai. This is another piece from Nigeria. Notice the elongated head. Right? Okay, so here's another. Look how beautiful this place is. So you see how those are poked up and everything like that? I think that these are also like they were trying to recreate. This is all man-made. All of this wasn't here. This was all constructed. All this water. This is Angkor Wat, and Angkor means the life of Horus in Egyptian. So you see the temple. This is Easter Island. That's Rapa Nui. This is Mesoamerica. They're all recreating what. There's the head of this guy and stuff. They're all recreating the Squatter Man. They're all recreating what is on top here at the Ennedi Massif. These are the hats also for the Moai. I just want to show you some of their rock work. I mean, look at this. This is the beginning of dolmens and stuff. This is they're just showing off. These are our master builders. Look at this. This is balanced on it. They're just showing off their skills. I haven't even gotten to the good ones. Look at that. Just perched there. We find these kind of things all over the world. We thought that they were erratics. They're not. They're placed there on purpose. They're just showing off. They're just like, we're doing this because we can. Are you ready to crap your pants? That's real. They're sitting in the shade of it. How did they balance that? This is Africa. This is the Ennedi Massif. This is where the Serpent Mound is pointing to. This is why it's pointing to it. This is where these guys figured this all out. So look, we've got this head. They're just carving it like this. This is our guy again. This is where this came from. Right? Now look, this is what Lake Chad looks like. Look at this. What does that look like to you? I see a Mohawked Native American looking up into the sky. And I think that's what they saw too. And we find this carving all over the world. They're stamping. They're stamping the whole world with where they're from. The Serpent Mound points. Watch the beginning of the video again. The Serpent Mound points to the Eneti Plateau. I'm going to get better with names now. So this was a king that was buried. Who does he look like? Look at that. This was that was buried with a king, like a sculpture. Look. It's the same guy. Look. It's one of the hero twins. Right? Look. It's the same face. Look, it's the hero twin. This is in Africa. And I also want to know, like, this carving that I've been showing you of one hunter, why is that on Mars? That's a Martian feature. I didn't even have to, you just accepted it because it looks exactly like it. It's this guy. Why is this guy on Mars? Why is the shape of this Lake Chad, why was it so revered? Why is it on Mars? And when I showed you I'm going to do another Mars thing. When I showed you they found this rock. I said it's one death. This is a carving of one death. Tell me that face is not that face. There is a carving of one death on Mars, and there is a carving of the shape of Lake Chad on Mars, and it's all over the world. There's a carving of this guy. They keep making, and what they're doing is saying this is where we're from. This has become the symbol for where they're from, and that would suggest they were here before they went to. If they got to Mars. I have another Mars video coming out. I've got some more information and stuff. I don't know. I'm just going where the evidence is taking me. But we now know where Easter Island got its motif from. We know where. Let's start beginning. We know where the Serpent Mound leads to. It's a map to this Lake Chad, this area. We find the most phenomenal stonework here. This is the beginning, I believe, of our master builders. I don't know exactly. It must be just after, maybe it's before Gobekli Tepe, but because people in Chad have been there for 200,000 years. But these guys, look at this. We find dolmens all over Europe and America. These are the dolmen makers. These are the guys who knew how to do this. This place is gorgeous. It's like a dream. And then, this is obviously Easter Island. This ended up being more long. They always end up being longer than it made sense. So we've learned the Serpent Mound leads to Lake Chad. Lake Chad, we have found where Easter Island, the motif comes from, and it all ties together. This is, again, world connection, pre-Columbian. We're way back in history now. And this is the birth of the megalith culture. This is the birth of the ancient, Africa is the cradle of civilization. This is the birth of all of us. And on that note, I want to say this has been Atlantis confirmed, and I think it really is confirmed. And if you go back, it's proof that if you go back far enough, we all belong to the same society. And if you go back even further, we all belong to the same family. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.